There are milestones in Las Vegas, good or bad. There are milestones where the constant evolution of the industry as it's reinventing itself, as it's realizing market demand and so forth, from a business level, that is being, and I think Las Vegas responds to that probably better than any industry has, and any city around the world has, in terms of, and it speaks to that in evidence of the growth that this city has had in the last few decades. We've got 18 million square feet, and we could have easily just said, okay, well, we'll hire one designer, one architect, and we'll just do the whole thing, and it'll look like 3 times as big as Bellagio, and it'll all look the same every corner you walk. Well, it may be beautiful, but by the time you've walked 15 minutes, you're already tired, and you're like, okay, I've seen it all, let's check something else out. So with something this massive and this intricate, and because we had so many different parts and pieces of the project that had to have their own brand identity, like Mandarin Oriental Hotel, like Aria, pieces we've created ourselves, to be able to allow third parties like Louis Vuitton and Prada to be able to expose their brand identity and accentuate it. We had to sort of understand that we had to have a lot of different brand identities and a lot of different strong statements and stylization to be able to communicate and offer all those parts and pieces to have that strength in their brand representation. Now we're in Aria. We just got into which is the casino hotel, and Aria is the only piece of the entire project that has a casino and gaming. So if you think about it, the dynamics of this project are such that Aria is about the same size in building footage as Bellagio.
Really?
Yet Aria is only a third of the entire project. So with Aria having the only gaming, similar to Bellagio, we have 2/3 more product that has nothing to do with gaming whatsoever.
Right.
So that speaks to the broadening market that we're trying to attract to. That speaks to the market itself being here and saying, we want something in Vegas. Mandarin Oriental customer, condominium customer, retail customers. And so we sort of filled that void, if you will, and sort of expanded on that from what we've known in the past. The casino, for example, is a perfect example with regards to what is otherwise an enormous room. We try to take all the components and elements and break it down into various different scales of space. So for example, all these walls that you see here, while they don't literally stop your vision, they also, when you look at this space, for example, you have these 2 walls. What is otherwise a very big open room begins to all of a sudden break down a little bit. And so the confines of these particular games begin to feel like they're within a set space. That happens over and over again. The ceiling elements is another thing. For example, this whole grillage that's lit up sort of quietly gives you a sense of understanding of where you're supposed to walk, so it's not so confusing. And every one of the elements we have here has a natural organic tie-in. So for example, this sort of speaks to the, walking through a forest and looking up at a sunlit tree canopy. It has that sense of familiarity, but it's different. We're just looking for that little tiny bit of familiarity to make you feel like, okay, there's something comforting about this because it's not completely full. And that's a lot of the things that we've tried to impart onto here. We're at the main entrance.
We're in the arrival lobby, yes.
So this is the main registration desk lobby. You can see again that volume, the architecture, the sense of space, and connecting with the exterior. You can see the building, Liebeskin's building, Helmut Jahn's building. You can pretty much see them all. We have the Maya Lin sculpture over the registration desk. 3 restaurants around the end there. So all of them, the entire lobby seating area is sort of like a park-like setting. Again, an organic sense to it. So, again, you can see how what we've done is the transition process is to go from one space to another, but have it unique, have it feel like it all belongs in one family, and have it have the same sense of discovery that, okay, I've just got to keep walking. I've got to go further because there's going to be something at the end of that I don't see right now, and I'm going to have to keep looking.